Hello and welcome to my Monday message. One big idea shared in about 3 minutes. This week we're continuing our short series on communication, specifically high stakes communication, and we're going to be looking at how to speak truth to power. How to tell somebody something that they need to hear, but they don't necessarily want to hear it. Maybe emotions are involved, maybe ego is involved. Certainly the stakes are high because the outcomes of not talking about this stuff really matters. It could be the sort of thing that matters to somebody's life or livelihood, somebody's career. So it's a subject you have to touch on, but maybe neither of you really wants to go there. So imagine our 2x2 grid. The vertical axis is agreement, whereas the horizontal axis is priority. So if you start up in the top left-hand box, this is where you've got high agreement between the two of you, and it's relatively low priority. So it's a low stakes thing that you can just talk about that you both agree upon. And that kind of gives you that common ground, it gives you that commonality. You can then move into the bottom left-hand box where you can disagree with each other agreeably because actually there's not much at stake here. It's a relatively low priority thing. It doesn't matter so much. So you can build the habit and the practice of disagreeing with each other. So it's almost like you're getting your eye in on how to disagree with each other when actually maybe the stakes aren't quite so high. Then you can move up into the top right hand box where you can find something that's high priority which you do both agree upon. And having got that agreement, you can then build on the thing that you agree about that's very important into an area where you can now maybe be a little bit more adult to adult in your conversation about something that's high priority that you disagree about, which is the bottom right hand box. And the trick here is not to go straight there. Don't go straight to that bottom right hand box. Go on that journey. Because if you work out things that you agree about that are not important, then you build on that and you build the habit of how to disagree with each other agreeably. Then you work out the things that really are important that you do agree on. And then you can move into a place where you can analytically and logically talk about the things that you disagree on. And maybe that's where you can introduce the things that they need to hear, that they don't necessarily want to hear. Now, hopefully, taken in concert with some of the other things we've been talking about over the last few weeks, particularly last week where we talked about I'm okay, you're okay, that's a useful idea for you. Thank you as always for helping me to build this channel by liking and subscribing, and I'll see you next week.